Once upon a time, in the small town of Willowbrook, a sense of unease hung in the air. It had been a year since the mysterious disappearance of 7-year-old Lily Thompson, and the community was still haunted by the unsolved mystery. As the leaves turned golden and the winds whispered secrets, another sinister event was about to unfold. Detective Mark Sullivan, a seasoned investigator, found himself drawn to Willowbrook. He had heard of the town's dark history and was determined to bring justice to the grieving families. Mark arrived in the evening, his worn-out trench coat billowing around him as he stepped out of his car. He rented a small apartment above a bookstore, owned by a kind elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Phillips. They had lived in Willowbrook for decades and had seen the town's transformation from a vibrant community to a shadowy place of fear. Intrigued, Mark decided to seek their guidance. Over cups of steaming tea, Mr. Phillips shared the town's secrets. Decades ago, Willowbrook had been home to a notorious cult led by a charismatic figure named Marcus Kane. The cult's activities were shrouded in darkness, and rumors of sinister rituals and human sacrifices lingered. The cult's existence had never been proven, but the tales of its atrocities had become part of the town's lore. As Mark delved deeper into the mystery of the missing children, he discovered a pattern. Each disappearance occurred on the anniversary of a major event in the cult's history. Intrigued by the connection, he started piecing together clues, visiting old crime scenes, and talking to witnesses who had long given up hope. As the investigation progressed, Mark met Sarah Thompson, Lily's older sister. She was determined to find the truth about her sister's disappearance and had been conducting her own private investigation. Sarah had become a recluse, her once vibrant spirit dulled by grief and desperation. Mark and Sarah formed an unlikely alliance, working together to uncover the truth. They followed leads, questioned suspicious individuals, and discovered a hidden network of people who still believed in Marcus Kane's twisted ideology. The closer they got to the truth, the more dangerous their journey became. One stormy night, Mark received an anonymous tip leading him to an abandoned farmhouse on the outskirts of town. Sarah insisted on joining him. They crept through the overgrown grass, the wind howling eerily. Inside the decrepit building, they stumbled upon a chilling sight, a makeshift altar adorned with candles and symbols, surrounded by photographs of the missing children. As they stood frozen in horror, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Marcus Kane, his piercing eyes filled with madness. He revealed himself as the mastermind behind the kidnappings, boasting of his ability to manipulate time and space, allowing him to commit his heinous acts undetected. A desperate struggle ensued, with Mark and Sarah fighting to survive against Kane's fanatical followers. They fought with all their strength, driven by their determination to bring justice to the lost children and put an end to the reign of darkness that had plagued Willowbrook for far too long. With the help of an unexpected ally, an elderly woman who had lost her own child to the cult, Mark and Sarah managed to overcome Kane's minions. They cornered Kane in the attic, where he attempted to flee through a hidden passage. But Mark was relentless. He pursued Kane, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. Finally, after a perilous chase through a labyrinthine tunnel system, Mark cornered Kane in a hidden chamber deep beneath the farmhouse. In a final confrontation, Mark fought with every ounce of strength he had left. With a well-aimed blow, he managed to disarm Kane and bring him to justice. The reign of terror was over. As dawn broke over Willowbrook, the town awakened from its nightmare. The missing children were found alive, hidden away in a secret underground lair beneath the farmhouse. The townspeople rejoiced, their spirits lifted by the light of hope that had returned. Mark and Sarah had brought closure to the victims' families and uncovered the truth behind the town's darkest secret. Their determination and courage had vanquished the shadows that had haunted Willowbrook for far too long. And as they stood together, surveying the dawn of a new day, they knew that the town would never forget their sacrifice and the triumph of justice over darkness.